Are you one of the millions of women using a birth control that is not suitable for your body type? Shockingly, actually, about 7 out of 10 women use birth control that is not optimized for their body type. But this video is going to help you stop guessing and choose the right birth control for your body type.
In the depth of my heart, a flame burns bright.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back to Isiolona's Corner. I am your host Isiolona and I am a registered nurse, a registered midwife as well as a professional makeup artist. And over here we discuss all things pertaining to faith, health, nursing and beauty. So if these are the kind of content you're looking out for, please do not hesitate to like, share as well as subscribe. Join the family. In the previous video, I explained in details the different birth control methods that we have out there, but I realized that despite being knowledgeable about this, a lot of women still find it difficult choosing the best birth control method for their body type, and that is exactly what this video is designed for. Now I've placed some timestamp in the description box below to help you navigate this video, so please check it out. And I'm also going to leave the link to my previous video where I explained thoroughly birth control method, because this video is serving as kind of follow-up to that video. So watch that video before you watch this to fully understand it. Now when deciding the best birth control method for you, there are certain factors you have to put into consideration, okay? Because you do not have a single birth control plan, a single birth control method that is suitable for everybody, okay? So I'm going to try as much as I can to break down the whole factors and things you have to put into consideration that will help you choose the best birth control method for you as an individual. Now, like I said earlier, there are certain factors you have to put into consideration before choosing the birth control plan. Now, in no particular order, I'm going to try and list out the factors. Now, number one, I'm going to say that you have to put into consideration your partner. Now, before you choose any birth control plan, I feel it is something you have to talk about between yourselves, okay? As a couple, you discuss it, because you have to be able to identify how many kids you want to have. If it's 3 kids, 4 kids, 10 kids, you have to decide that as a couple, and then also decide the number of spacing you want to have between each kids. Do you want to have a 1-year gap? Do you want to have a 2-year gap? Do you want to have a 3-year gap? You have to put that into consideration, and it's very important because once you have a knowledge of this, it helps you to further know the next course of action as regards birth control planning and the type of birth control to choose. And for me, whether it is the man that is going for the birth control or family planning, or the woman, or both parties, you both have to sit it out, agree, discuss about it, come to a sort of agreement when it comes to this. Secondly, I would say your purpose. Now, what I mean by that is that what do you aim to achieve? Why do you want to go on a birth control plan, okay? Do you want to have kids in future, or you don't want to have kids at all? And I say this because there are some birth control plans that are of a temporary nature, meaning that once you use it, it allows you to have kids later on in the future, okay? That provision is there. But there are some birth control plans that are of a permanent nature or somewhat permanent nature that it makes you to, not to have kids further in future if you don't want to have kids again. So you have to put into consideration, what is my purpose? What is my aim? Okay, as a couple, what do you want to achieve? Another factor is your health condition. And I say this because, like I've earlier said, there is no particular birth control that is suitable for everybody. Now, before picking, choosing, deciding a particular birth control to go for, you have to note what kind of health condition, all right, do I have? Are you a nursing mother? It's important to put that into consideration, because as a nursing mother, for example, there are certain birth control plans that are advised for you, because we don't want anything to happen to your breast milk. We don't want anything to happen to your baby, okay? So there are certain type of birth control plans that you can go for, okay? Are you having diabetes? Are you having breast cancer? Are you having high blood pressure? You have to put into consideration your health condition first to help you decide the best birth control plan for you. Now, the next factor I want to talk about is convenience. And I say convenience because under the different birth control method we have different birth control types. Now, you want to consider how convenient is this birth control plan or method or type that I'm going for me, because there are certain birth control types that have certain rules and regulations associated with it. You have to take it every so and so hour every day. You have to take it 6 hours before intercourse. There are some birth control plans that you can easily have access to from the pharmacy and apply it or put it on from the comfort of your home. But there are some birth control plans that require a doctor's prescription and a doctor's intervention, meaning you have to meet a doctor before you can actually have it on you. That means it has to be done in a hospital setting. So you have to put into consideration. For example, we have the male condom. Now, a male condom is something that you can just get from the pharmacy, right? Get from the pharmacy, have on you from the comfort of your home, and you're good to go, right? It doesn't really have a rule, regulation on what to do before you have to do it. It doesn't have all those protocols. But things like the birth control plans like intrauterine devices, which is the IUD, you require a doctor's prescription and a doctor's intervention before you can have it all. So you have to look at, is this birth control plan convenient for you? Another factor I want to talk about is the side effect, yes, and the risk. Now, every birth control plan, be it convenient or not, they all have side effects, okay? And this side effects vary in the sense that it is more intense in some persons than in some persons. So I would advise that you consider the side effects of the birth control plan you are going for before you have it all. The reason being, there are certain birth control plans that if you have them on, or some certain birth control types that if you have them on you, the chances of you getting pregnant immediately after delivery is limited or is slower compared to others. That is, the return to fertility of those birth control plan is slower. If you want to take it out after you finish using it and you want to get pregnant this month, some birth control plan, if you take them out and expect that you get pregnant this month, it might take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year, okay? So you have to consider the birth control plan, the birth control type you are using. What are the side effects of this birth control type? Is it a side effect that I can manage, or is it the type that I cannot? Another factor you have to consider is the benefit of the birth control method you are going for. Now, like we will always say, the best of the best birth control method we have there is abstinence, which we would say is 100% effective. Every other birth control is about 99% or less. There is no one that is 100% effective, right? Now you want to consider the benefit of this birth control, because there are certain birth control that protects you from STIs, for example, and there are some that do not have that kind of protection. So what are the benefits of this birth control? Apart from the fact that it's preventing me from getting pregnant, what other additional benefits is attached to it? Another factor I would say you should consider is the cost of that birth control method. Now, is this something that you can afford? There are different types of birth control plans or birth control method. You have the long acting and the short acting. Now, they definitely do not have the same price tag attached to them. So you have to consider your pocket first before deciding on the particular birth control to go for. Because, for example, if you want to use the short acting birth control method, you know that you're going to be using it every 2 months, every 3 months, every 4 months, whatever the case may be. Do you have the money to be pulling out to purchase that short acting birth control method? You have to put that into consideration. Now, finally, I will say lifestyle. Now, you have to consider, is this birth control accessible for me? Before you pick or decide if that's what you're going for. Is it accessible for me? What does my partner prefer? You have to put into consideration your partner's preference. Even if you're the one doing the family planning or birth control, okay, you have to consider, what does my partner prefer? You also have to put into consideration what is going to be the impact of this particular birth control on our sex life, okay? You have to put a lot of things into consideration before deciding, okay, what birth control will be suitable for your body type. Now, having said all that, please ensure you watch my previous video where I talked about the different birth control methods in details. And the reason why it's important is because In that video, I talked about the different birth control method, the advantages and disadvantages. So it's important to watch that video first before you watch this video, because that is the only way you will easily and fully understand what I'm talking about. And also, very importantly, when you are making a decision on the particular birth control plan to choose, in as much as you have all this knowledge that I've talked about, ensure that you go to the hospital and get expert advice, okay, before deciding. All right, and our advice: go with your partner before deciding on a particular birth control method to go for. All right, and with that, I've come to the end of this video. I hope it was informative and educative. I hope that it answered every question that may have been lingering from my previous video. And until I see you next time, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and make recommendations and comments in the comment section below. Bye, lovies, and God bless you.